Yesterday I went to a tea ceremony, a really slow, intentional practice of drinking ceremonial grade tea and practicing meditation. And it made me realize something I hadn't really been paying attention to. Everything was so intentional. The way that the tea was poured, the way that we sat, the time that it took. And I started asking myself, when was the last time I moved through my own life like this? Because if I'm being honest, most of my days feel a little rushed. And so for this video, I wanted to try something different. Not just eating for $10 a day, but learning to take care of my body even when life is busy and food is expensive. We live in a world where grocery prices are so expensive, and access to healthy food isn't the same for everyone. And because of that, it can start to feel like eating healthy is out of reach and that it's complicated. But some of the simplest foods are actually the most nutritious, and making high protein, whole food meals doesn't have to break the bank. Something I've been noticing lately is how different calories actually feel depending on what you're eating. So if you're eating 1,000 or 2,000 calories of real food with protein and whole ingredients, you're going to feel full and you're going to have energy and you're going to feel good. But you can eat the same amount of calories coming from something like chips and consume 1,000 or 2,000 calories worth of chips in 5 minutes, and half an hour later, you're starving again. And so it's not just about calories, it's also about what those calories are made of. And that's the approach that I'm taking to every meal that I'm making today. Choosing calories that are going to make me feel supported and energized and full. Obviously, what we eat is super important, but so is how we move. And I've been trying to be more conscious about not being still all day long and trying to get movement every single hour of the day, whether that's a short walk or a little stretch or just cleaning my house. And then every day I will do an hour-long workout. Today I went boxing. I usually box about twice a week and I'm still pretty new to it, so don't judge my skill here. After a workout, I'm starving, but I also want something super easy, and this is probably one of the easiest dishes that I've ever made. On a pan, I heated up some olive oil and a little bit of garlic, and then I pressed down some leftover rice. I wanted to make a crispy fried rice bowl, and then I just scrambled 3 eggs on top of the rice, mixed in some frozen vegetables and some soy sauce. And I would rate this lunch a 9 out of 10. I usually will grocery shop at Sprouts and I'll buy a 24 pack of eggs and it's around $12. But this week I had to grocery shop at Whole Foods, and when I was there I found a little hidden gem. I found a 30 pack of pasture-raised organic eggs for $8. It came in a carton like this. So it came in a carton like this with plastic on the top, but that dramatically changes the egg price per egg from around 50 cents per egg with the eggs from Sprouts and about 27 cents per egg with the eggs from Whole Foods. So if you're looking for a good egg deal, definitely check out your Whole Foods because they might have that where you live also. And then I know that Costco also has good deals on eggs. Eggs are such a staple in our house, and finding that little hack from Whole Foods was kind of amazing. Growing up, I used to always really like eating sloppy joes for dinner. But as an adult, I realized when you buy like sloppy joe in a can, it is filled with high fructose corn syrup and way more added sugar than the amount of brown sugar that we put in this. A lot of them also have natural flavors. And if you've ever gone down this rabbit hole, natural flavors doesn't mean natural. It just means a flavor found in nature. But most of the natural flavors are synthetic. And so this is just a way cleaner version of a sloppy joe. And I just paired this with some cabbage and some spicy pickles. And then I made these sweet potatoes yesterday. Anytime I'm making carbs, so whether it's rice, lentils, potatoes, whatever, I make so many of them so that I can eat them for 2 days or 3 days. And same for this sloppy joe. Like this will last me 3 nights of dinner. I recently learned how to make cookies from banana and protein powder, and I've been kind of obsessed and I can't stop making them. So just take a banana and mash it in a bowl. Technically, the smoother you can get it, the better, but sometimes I'm really lazy and I barely even mash it. That's what the banana looks like. And then you're gonna add protein powder, but make sure you like the flavor of your protein powder because this does change the flavor of the cookies. So 1 scoop of that. Gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, some maple syrup, probably like 3 tablespoons, 1/2 cup of peanut butter, and then as many chocolate chips as you want. This is what the batter looks like and it smells so good. It's like peanut butter chocolate vibes going on. I literally made these cookies yesterday and the dough was totally fine, not sticky, but today the dough was super sticky and it was really hard for me to roll. So I just threw it in the refrigerator for like 10 minutes so that it could harden a little bit. And I was reading about it. And apparently, when your bananas are more ripe, it can be a little bit harder and a little bit more sticky to roll. So if you experience that, if you make this, then just throw it in the refrigerator. My cookies have been in for, I think, 7 minutes now. I think I'm going to let them go for 10 minutes. And then another interesting thing about these cookies is you need to let them cool for 10 minutes so that they actually harden up, or they're going to almost seem like they're not ready.